Mbappe said something that made an entire continent angry, and he ended up being humiliated in a World Cup final. And Vinicius Jr. got revenge on racists in the most brilliant way. These are the best football revenges. Let's start with one of the most epic football revenges. Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi faced off numerous times, but in one of those encounters, the Argentine did something unthinkable. During a match in La Liga, after scoring a goal, Messi did this gesture toward the rival fans. The worst part is that this was a historic game, because in addition to scoring in the final minute to secure the win, that goal was Messi's 500th. The provocation was aimed at the fans, but no one was more bothered by it than Cristiano Ronaldo, and the revenge was nothing short of genius. In the following season, during a match in the Spanish Super Cup, Real Madrid won 3-1, and after scoring, Ronaldo gave this iconic response. Barcelona humiliated Suarez when they let him go, and they paid the price for it. The MSN trio was the highest-scoring trio in football history, but that didn't stop Barcelona from unceremoniously kicking one of these players off the team. Suarez mentioned in an interview that he was informed of his exit from the Catalan group with just a simple phone call from the coach. Yeah, a club legend and one of the best strikers in the world didn't even receive a proper farewell. And to make matters even worse, Barcelona sold him to one of their biggest La Liga rivals for only 9 million euros. But if the Barcelona board thought Suarez was finished, they couldn't have been more wrong. The Uruguayan had one of the best seasons of his career and delivered an outstanding performance in direct clashes between the clubs. And he celebrated by mocking the phone call that had kicked him out of the club. To top off his revenge, Atletico Madrid went on to win La Liga that year, with Suarez as the league's top scorer. Another member of the MSN trio put Mbappe in his place and showed the world that he knows nothing about football. It all started with an interview before the World Cup when the Frenchman said that European football is far superior to South American football. He even added that the biggest proof of this is that all the recent World Cup champions were from Europe. The only problem for the Frenchman was that one South American player took offense to this statement, Lionel Messi. The Argentine took his national team all the way to the final, where they faced none other than Mbappe's France. And Messi made sure to provoke his opponent with every goal scored. After an incredible match, Messi took home the title and showed Mbappe that he knows nothing. Now, let's talk about the new generation. Vinicius Jr. has become a master at getting revenge on racists. The Brazilian faces this issue throughout Spain, but things crossed the line in a match against Valencia. After a fan shouted horrible things at him, Vinicius confronted the individual, which led to chaos. But the worst part was how the referee handled it. Instead of stopping the game or demanding that the racist fans be removed, he allowed the commotion to continue and even gave a red card to Vini. The entire stadium erupted, with more people hurling insults, and even some Valencia players, including a Brazilian, joined in. It was truly disappointing. But Vini got his revenge, and in style. In the next match against Valencia, he scored a goal and celebrated directly in front of their fans. By the end of the match, he had scored another, and once again, made sure to celebrate in front of his rivals. But if there's one guy who can stop Vini, it's Kyle Walker. In the Champions League showdown, the fullback completely shut down the Brazilian. And how did Vini respond? By doing what he does best, scoring this amazing goal against City in the Champions League semi-final. Vinicius Jr. probably learned how to take revenge like that from Neymar. Back when Neymar was playing for Barcelona, he suffered a brutal tackle from Barcelona. So, what did he do to get even? Just look at what happened minutes later. That dribble was so humiliating that Barragán didn't dare go near Neymar for the rest of the match. Speaking of Walker, he pulled off something bizarre against Juan Mata in the Premier League, and it backfired big time. Check out the play. It was completely unnecessary. But Mata got his revenge a few minutes later, with a contested ball near the sideline. Juan slyly stole it and scored a goal. But the biggest rivalry between an attacker and a defender was between Cristiano Ronaldo and Piqué. It was Piqué's job to stop Cristiano Ronaldo, and for a few seasons, he did. However, Piqué's biggest mistake, besides betraying Shakira, was mocking Cristiano's celebration after winning a La Liga title. The Portuguese took it personally, and the following season humiliated Piqué and Barcelona with this incredible goal.
Another flip over the top. Piqué, oh, he's lost the ball. Big chance for a second here. Cristiano Ronaldo takes his time, still got time. Oh, 2-0. Dreadful defending from Barcelona.
Real Madrid won that game, but the best part was Piqué's face after the goal. But during that time, there was another fierce rivalry in El Clásicos, Sergio Ramos versus Messi, and Ramos loved to provoke. Just look at what he did to Messi in a Supercopa match. That wasn't the only time they clashed either, but Messi managed to get his revenge. In another La Liga match, Barcelona was already leading when Messi found a way to get Ramos sent off, crushing Real Madrid's chances of a comeback and turning Ramos into the villain of the game. Another brilliant revenge story was Neymar versus Haaland. In the first leg of the 2020 Champions League round of 16, Haaland scored twice and trolled PSG with his meditation celebration, posting a bold message on social media: "Paris is my city, not yours." That taunt didn't sit well with the PSG locker room, especially Neymar. In the return leg, Neymar was determined to respond. After scoring the first goal, he mimicked Haaland's celebration, sending a clear message. PSG won 2-0, knocking out Borussia Dortmund, but the revenge didn't stop there. After the match, the entire PSG team struck Haaland's pose, even posting it on the club's official account. Mbappe went live, showing the team's celebration in the locker room. Neymar also posted a photo mocking Haaland with the same caption, "My city, not yours." Turns out provoking Neymar can be costly. What happened with Germany will shock you. In the 2002 World Cup, Oliver Kahn was considered the best goalkeeper in the world, and before the final against Brazil, he gave an interview saying that Brazil's attack was only impressive because they hadn't faced Germany yet. This infuriated the Brazilians, and some publicly called him out for being disrespectful. But the real revenge came on the field. Ronaldo Nazario put Kahn in his place, scoring 2 goals and securing Brazil's 5th World Cup. Clearly, Kahn couldn't stop Brazil's attack after all. But years later, Germany got their revenge, and it was a bitter pill for Brazil. In the 2014 World Cup semi-final, Germany seized the opportunity to strike back, and they didn't hold back. They humiliated Brazil with a crushing 7-1 victory, right on Brazilian soil, delivering perhaps the biggest embarrassment in the history of the sport's most celebrated nation. Speaking of Ronaldo Fenomeno, he took revenge on a referee in a ruthless way. In an El Clasico, the Brazilian was fouled inside the box in what seemed like an obvious penalty. But the referee didn't call it, and even gave Ronaldo a yellow card for diving. Of course, you can't confront the ref in such situations, so Ronaldo took this frustration out on the opposing defender instead. Now, let's talk about a legendary revenge story. José Mourinho said something that left Samuel Eto'o completely furious. Basically, a video leaked where Mourinho, who was coaching Eto'o at the time, said that Chelsea's problem was not having a top striker because Eto'o was too old.
32 ans, peut-être 35, je ne sais pas.
Imagine how things must have been in the locker room after that. Eto'o even called his former coach an idiot at the end of the season. But before that, the Cameroonian found an epic and creative way to get his revenge. He scored a stunning goal and celebrated by pretending to be an old man, mocking the idea that he was too old to score. But the biggest revenge in Eto'o's career was against Pep Guardiola and the entire Barcelona team. Eto'o was part of the magical Barca team alongside Ronaldinho and Deco, which won a Champions League title and dazzled the world. However, when Guardiola took over as coach, he made it clear he wanted to move certain players out, mainly Ronaldinho and Eto'o. Ronaldinho left for AC Milan, but Eto'o stayed for one more season, doing everything he could to prove he belonged at the club. In Guardiola's debut season, Barcelona won a historic treble, and Eto'o was one of the key players. Despite that, Guardiola didn't want him in the squad, and Eto'o moved to Inter Milan. Fate then handed Eto'o a golden opportunity for revenge. In the Champions League semi-finals, he faced his former club, and after 2 intense matches, Barcelona was eliminated. While Eto'o didn't score in either match, he helped Inter go on to win the Champions League that year, while Guardiola Real and Barcelona had to settle for 4th place. Who knows how things might have turned out if Eto'o had stayed at Barcelona? But you can't talk about revenge without mentioning Cristiano Ronaldo and Diego Simeone. During the Champions League tie between Juventus and Atletico Madrid, the Argentine coach pulled off this gesture after the first leg. He even got fined by FIFA for it. But I'm sure what hurt the most was receiving Cristiano's revenge. The first game ended 2-0 for Atletico, and Juventus needed to score 3 goals to go through. And they had Cristiano Ronaldo. You probably know what happened next, right? Cristiano scored all 3 goals, leading Juve to one of the most memorable comebacks in history. And of course, he made sure to get his revenge at the end of the match with a gesture of his own. Speaking of Cristiano Ronaldo, he once had a clash with Thierry Henry, and he got revenge in an epic way. It all started with a tackle from Henry. But the problem wasn't just the tackle itself, it was the way he treated the Portuguese star afterward. Following the tackle, some fans began jeering Cristiano while he was on the ground. But Cristiano knows exactly how to get his revenge. He scored 2 goals and made sure to silence those fans by gesturing for them to be quiet. Now, moving on to international football, French defender Kurzawa crossed the line with his taunting. After scoring for France, he celebrated right in the face of a rival player. But exactly 1 minute later, Sweden equalized, and it became payback time, with the whole team joining in to return the favor. Casemiro avenged one of his teammates in the most brutal way possible. During a Champions League match against Liverpool, midfielder James Milner made a nasty tackle on Karim Benzema. He could have seriously injured the French striker's foot, but Casemiro, being the enforcer he is, didn't let that slide. Just a few minutes later, he delivered his own form of justice to Milner with a tough challenge of his own. It doesn't get better than revenge in a super clash, especially in a Champions League final. It all started when Dutchman Arjen Robben missed a penalty, and Subotic, who played for Borussia Dortmund, taunted the striker in a pretty, let's say, irritating way. What Subotic didn't expect was that Robben would get his payback in the Champions League final. The Dutchman scored a goal right in front of Subotic, and after the match ended, Boateng even joined in to provoke a little more. Now, check out what happened to Ibrahimovic. I'm not sure if it was intentional or not, but Ibra found a way to get his revenge. But his best payback was against goalkeeper Julio Cesar. Before taking a penalty, the goalie taunted the striker, saying he was nothing and would miss the shot. The problem was that this wasn't just any striker. Ibra not only scored the goal, but also made sure to get back at him for the taunt.
Giulio Cesar adesso prendere posizione, la battuta di Zlatan Ibrahimovic, il pareggio del Milan. 27 gol in campionato per Zlatan Ibrahimovic, minuto 40.
Kimmich regretted what he did to Mane. After intercepting a ball, Kimmich taunted Mane right in his face. The best part was the calm reaction from the Senegalese forward. But the real revenge came in the second leg of the tie. In that match, Mane scored a stunning goal, and the whole team celebrated right in front of Kimmich. Look at what Ashley Young did to Di Maria. In this match, everyone seemed to be against the Argentine. Even the crowd was throwing things at him. Slowly, though, Di Maria began to get his revenge. First, he cheekily mocked the fans by pretending to drink a beer that had been thrown at him during the match. But the best moment came right after that scene. Di Maria took a corner that led to a goal. And of course, he took his chance to get back at everyone, the fans, United, and Ashley Young. Check out Alisson's genius revenge. In a match between Liverpool and Everton, goalkeeper Pickford was doing everything he could to waste time since the game was tied. Obviously, this frustrated the Reds, especially because Pickford kept taunting them. But sometime later, Liverpool took the lead, and Alisson started doing the exact same thing to get his revenge. So tell me, which one of these paybacks was the most satisfying for you? And while you're at it, go ahead and watch the next video that will show you the most insane trash talks in football.